gosto de treinar.
Guys, this is my favorite moment from seminar, Q&A.
Acho que posição é legal, alguns detalhes aqui com certeza. Alguém pegou alguns detalhes que vai botar no jogo deles.
Again, to show positions and techniques is really nice. But I also hope that you guys got some details here, some positions that you're gonna put it on your game. Work hard to make sure you use it daily and all that.
Mas agora eu quero interagir melhor com eles, saber deles as dúvidas que eles têm sobre não posição de jiu-jitsu, mas competição, ou a vida, ou como foi em GFT, enfim, o que eles quiserem.
Guys, now is why is my favorite. I want to interact with you guys. You guys get to ask me questions. I get to ask you guys questions. And it doesn't need to be jiu-jitsu related. It can be about your life, competition, things that don't involve jiu-jitsu. Like, you want to know more about how GFT started, who am I?
Alguma passagem com o Max?
Like, some issues with Max. like some passes that you want to do on Max, that work, to pass his guards. Yeah, guys, please. I'm here. That's a practice. Guys, you guys can go ahead and talk. That's why I like talking. There you go.
How you get started?
Como é que você começou?
Eu comecei em 74,
I started in 74,
com 9 anos de idade.
9 years old.
E o que eu aprendi o jiu-jitsu, o melhor que fez pra mim, foi estar aqui na frente deles, perder minha timidez.
And the best thing that Jiu-Jitsu brought into my life is this right now. Like, I get to be in front of all these people, and I'm not shy anymore. Like, I used to be very shy, right?
Eu sou da linhagem do Muniz Salomão e Oswaldo Fada.
So my lineage is, Muniz Salomão and Oswaldo Fala, so we're not Gracie, So we know.
A gente é do subúrbio do Rio de Janeiro.
We're from the poor areas in Brazil, right?
E
Rio
naquela
de Janeiro.
a gente ganhou todos os campeonatos do Rio de Janeiro.
And on those years, we were winning all the tournaments in Rio, right? We were winning every tournament that was out to be won.
E aí o Hélio Gracie, como tinha mídia por trás dele.
But Helio Gracie had, the media behind it, right?
O nome dele era o Roberto Marinho, da Globo.
Again, some of his students, like Roberto Maria, who worked for the Global, which is a big TV channel in Brazil, if you don't know.
Iria pra televisão dizer que o Gracie era dos melhores.
And so he used that for advertisement. Hey, you as my student, go in there on the TV, say that we're the best, and all that. So we were pretty much obfuscated, like you were put to the side.
E como eles não conseguiam ganhar,
And because they couldn't really win against us, because we're the poor people, and they're the people that are now on the better neighborhoods and all that,
aí eles dividiram o campeonato.
that's when they divided the tournament.
Troféu para criança,
They had trophies for kids,
troféu para juvenil
trophy for a teenager, the youth,
e troféu para adulto.
and trophy for the adults.
E como eu falei, lá na periferia do subúrbio, deu 16 anos, tinha que trabalhar e tinha que abandonar o jiu-jitsu.
So again, from where I come from, I didn't have the means to continue to do jiu-jitsu. At 16 years old, I had to abandon jiu-jitsu and start working.
Eu fui dos poucos que permanecido naquela época.
I'm from back in my days, all the people that started with me and did jiu-jitsu, I'm one of the last ones kind of still doing jiu-jitsu and standing,
Porque além de me fazer bem, perder um pouco a timidez, me deu uma autoconfiança, me deixava feliz.
So besides giving me the, of course, to talk to people, and take away my shyness, it just made me happy. It made me more lively towards people. I just have more of a happy. I was more of a happy person when doing jiu-jitsu.
Eu não conseguia viver mais sem jiu-jitsu.
It was impossible to live without jiu-jitsu.
Até que um professor meu me colocou para dar aula para criança.
So a teacher, a friend of mine, he got in contact with me and had me teach kids. That's how I started back.
Entrei numa sala com 20 crianças.
I entered a classroom with 20 kids.
Cara, fiz merda pra cacete.
I made so many mistakes. I was horrible. Like, in front of those kids, I was horrible at that thing.
Eu só sabia lutar.
Because at that moment, I wasn't a teacher. I was only a fighter, so I couldn't really pass on to the things that I thought I could. So I wasn't.
Professor totalmente diferente de lutador.
And to be honest, a teacher is very different than a fighter. Like, very different.
Tem vários campeões mundiais que não conseguem dar aula.
There's thousands of world champions that cannot teach a real class, like teach it the right way.
E tem aqueles caras que nunca competiram, são belíssimos professores.
And there's a guy that never competed in their life, never been into a tournament, and they're the best teachers you will ever find. Like they'll create other people that will win.
Mas eu já estava feliz que eu estava conseguindo ganhar dinheiro com jiu-jitsu.
But I was happy, at that moment I was able to earn money doing something that I love, which is jiu-jitsu. So I was happy.
Meus amigos ficavam falando que eu saí do jiu-jitsu para procurar outra coisa.
But of course my friends were like, no, leave jiu-jitsu, find something else, find a real job. And that's the tendency that people say.
Que naquela época eu não cheguei a lugar nenhum.
Because back then they were like, you're not gonna go anywhere with this jiu-jitsu thing. Just find a real job. That's not a job.
Mas eu nunca fui preso de dinheiro.
But I was also, as a person, I've never been super caught up and super focused in money. Money wasn't like my main focus in life.
Eu sabia que aquilo era minha paixão, meu amor.
I knew that was the love of my life, my passion. So I continued to pursue it.
E continuei dando aula de escolinha pra caramba.
So I kept going to different schools, different classrooms. I kept teaching.
E chegou um momento que eu fui para a universidade com meu filho.
And there was a moment I went to University Gama Filho. I started teaching as a college. So.
E ali eu conheci o professor Pedro, foi o cara mais importante da minha vida, professor.
And there I met a guy named Pedro. In this case, I'm not gonna translate the guy's name. And that was one of the most important person in my life,
Porque já tinha pensamento de americano.
Because he already had more of a, don't get this wrong, he had more of a gringo mindset, like, more of the American mindset. Hey, we're gonna use this to do this, like more planned, more of a map out. We're gonna do this to get here,
E dava bolsa de estudos para os atletas.
And he was giving, like, the good students, bad students, whatever, he was giving like scholarships, right?
Então eu tive a oportunidade de formar em educação física.
So I had an opportunity to, go to school, go to college, to become be like physical ed a teacher.
E a faculdade abriu um leque de informação para mim.
And once I went to college, right, for physical education, it is, a whole new world open up for me.
Como trabalhar com criança,
How to work with kids the right way,
como trabalhar com master,
how to work with older, people the right way.
como trabalhar com atleta de alto rendimento.
Also, how to work with high, like pro athletes, like there's many different aspects of it.
Como trabalhar com os deficientes físicos.
Also, how to work with special needs people,
E eu vi o quanto eu errei lá atrás com aquelas crianças.
And
E eu vi o quanto eu errei lá atrás com aquelas crianças.
and from that moment, once I was so far ahead in my future and doing better, that's when I noticed. I made a lot of mistakes back in the days in my past, as far as jiu-jitsu and how to teach and all that.
E ali eu já trabalho numa universidade muito grande, né?
Yeah, by that time I was already working for a big university in Brazil, like a big college.
E aí tive a oportunidade de vir aqui em 96, lutar o segundo Pan-Americano.
I came to America in 1996 to fight the second Pan American ever.
E aí lutei aqui em 96, lutei em 2001.
I fought in 1996. I also fought in 2001.
E foi a época que em 2004 o professor Pereira faleceu.
And in 2004,
Pedro Gama Filho.
in the 2004, Pedro Gama Filho, he passed away.
E aí nós tínhamos o Bruno Malfacini, que era o nosso campeão mundial de faixa preta.
And then Bruno Malfacini, who you guys all know, like he was our black belt world champion back then.
E que a gente ajudava ele para tudo, para as competições.
So we helped him through it all, for the tournaments, where to stay, for everything that you can think of. As far as an athlete, we did everything for.
E aí foi onde a minha cabeça abriu.
That's where my mind opened up even more as to what the future could be as far as jiu-jitsu.
Porque eu vi que os meus alunos poderiam viver melhor do que eu no jiu-jitsu.
Because I noticed that my students could have a better life with jiu-jitsu.
E aí eu troquei minha cabeça.
So again, my mindset changed once more.
Nós montamos a GF Team.
We made GF Team, we opened GF Team up.
Nada mais é do que o GFT, a GF Team em homenagem ao professor Pedro.
So the GFT that you have on the GF Team is just a homage. It's we're paying homage to the guy Pedro Gama Filho, like the same man that opened the doors for Massachusetts and the university.
Ali eu montei uma equipe de competição.
So that's when I first focused and opened up a competition team. I created a competition team.
Que é totalmente diferente da aula de jiu-jitsu.
Again, where you now start separating people that just come to learn jiu-jitsu for the self-defense aspect and people that want to compete and want to be black belts and world champions and all that. Two different things, and that's when we started doing that.
Ali eu fazia muito bullying com eles.
I used to bully them a lot. Guys, I know in America, things are different. In Brazil, we're not hazing each other. It's normal. It's just like we're like family and we love each other. I know, because I'm also in America, so he loved them.
Não bullying para humilhar a pessoa.
He's not a bullying to humiliate people. See, he also explained it.
Era colocar ele com ele e a gente parar o treino e botar ali competição que era o mais próximo possível.
So it was always a way to create the atmosphere of competition. To stop training, get Wellington and Victor, hey, you two go in the middle, and we're all just screaming and trying to create as close as possible the competition atmosphere for those two athletes, to help them out mentally, physically, emotionally, so that when they got to fight, they were different athletes. They were just different. You know, mentally you couldn't beat them, physically you couldn't beat them. They were much better prepared. Yeah, you call challenge. Yeah, confere. Yeah, I did that. Facebook Live actually.
E aí nós tínhamos ali na época, né, o Rodolfo, que era o cara que estava despontando, né?
And back then, our main guy was Rodolfo Vieira. You know.
Eu falo que o Rodolfo, o Max, o Jaime,
Rodolfo, Max, Jaime Canuto, Jake McKenzie.
Enfim, todos eles seriam campeões de qualquer outra equipe.
Like any of these guys that are black belts in our team, any other team, they will still be world champions. They will still be the champions that they are today.
Eu acho que o preço que o campeão paga é que vai dar o resultado para ele.
I really believe that the price that the champion pays is what's going to bring the result for you, like the good result. It's the price that you pay.
Quantas vezes na minha vida, sábado, tinha uma festinha para ir?
So many times in my life, it's a Saturday, you know, it's the weekend, I have a party to go to.
E domingo não tinha campeonato.
And then on Sunday, I have a tournament.
Ou domingo não tinha campeonato.
Or Sunday, you don't have a tournament.
E eu não tinha dinheiro para sair.
But at the same time, I didn't have money to go out on Saturday, so.
Então esse é o preço.
Yeah, this is a little bit of the prices you pay. Like you give up a lot for jiu-jitsu, you know, to be able to be on the mats. And I know this about all of you guys. I already know this, you know, especially American people. You guys work hard, and you guys do so much, and you guys are still here. So, you know, this is a very, you know, we appreciate that.
E a primeira decepção que eu tive na minha vida como professor.
The first, in a way, like a sad moment that I had with my teacher.
Que ele falava pra gente não fumar e não beber.
It was that like he always told us like don't smoke, don't drink, you know, like
Uma
that.
vez eu peguei ele fumando.
And I kind of saw my teacher, or I found him smoking. He told us not to smoke and drink, but then I kind of caught him smoking.
Aquilo foi muito ruim para mim.
For me, that was very detrimental to you know, like mentally. I was very sad.
E quando eu me tornei faixa preta,
So when I became a black belt,
eu não queria que nenhum aluno tivesse o mesmo sentimento que eu tive.
so I didn't want my students to go through what I went with my professor, where he's telling me don't do this, and then I see that he's doing the same thing.
E eu nunca experimentei nada, cigarro, cerveja.
So I have never smoked. I don't drink alcohol. I don't do cigarettes. I never tried any of it.
E eu fui dos 15 anos aos 35 anos peso pena.
I went from 15 years old to 35 years old doing featherweight. Featherweight's 150 to 155.
Esse é preço que eu falo que...
That's another price. You know, I was able to be there for about 20 years in the same weight class without having to worry, because I didn't take up on bad habits in a way. You know?
E eu tenho certeza que a GFT ia chegar onde chegou.
I was very sure that GFT would become as big as we are and where we reach.
Rodolfo acelerou demais esse processo.
But Rodolfo Vieira definitely started that process, like you know.
E isso motivou o Max a sair de outro estado para vir para o Rio treinar.
That motivated Max Gimenis, your professor, to move from another state to Rio to start training.
O Jake McKenzie do Canadá para ir para o
Jake McKenzie moved from Canada to Brazil to Rio to train with GFT.
E aí nós
And we started,
chegamos nos 5 continentes.
and we are in the 5 continents. We're in many different countries, many different cities, states.
E até hoje eu fico com o Rodolfo.
Today, like even today, I still, you know, with Rodolfo.
E o pai dele queria que ele entrasse para a faculdade.
His father still wants him to go to college, even though he's fighting for the UFC and all that.
E foi o primeiro cara que falou assim, não, espera um pouco, acho que ele vai ver bem jiu-jitsu.
And that's the first person that, like, again, Rodolfo's dad wanted him to go to college. And back then I asked his dad, hey, no, just give him a bit of time. I think he really will do well in jiu-jitsu. I think he could be a champion in this, so.
Até hoje me agradece que está até no primeiro período até hoje.
And Rodolfo and Rodolfo's dad, they say thank you to Master Julio that probably Rodolfo would still be a freshman. He would never really move on from freshman to junior, you know, because not everybody needs to go. Not everybody will do well in college. That's what he means. And yeah.
Então eu não falo para as pessoas saírem da faculdade.
I'm not saying don't go to college. Go to college, do what you need to do. That's not what I'm saying.
Mas eu falo que o jiu-jitsu é a mesma profissão.
But I will tell you that jiu-jitsu is definitely a profession. It's definitely something you can take on and have a career from.
Eu tenho um amigo que pegou a faixa preta junto comigo.
I have a friend that got the black belt with me, same time.
Ele foi para Petrobras, uma das melhores empresas do Brasil.
He went to work into one of the biggest companies in Brazil, Petrobras.
E às vezes ele fala assim para mim, porra, se eu voltasse no tempo, faria o que tu fez.
And he looks at me, again, he's working at one of the biggest petroleum companies in Brazil. And he tells me, you know what, if I could go back in time, I would just be doing jiu-jitsu just like you did, you know what, while he has a really good job. But he says that to Master Julio, who continued to teach and, you know, created a team and all those things.
Ele está com uma situação muito boa financeiramente.
Financially, again, he's really well off. Again, he works for an oil company, right?
Mas não é feliz, perdeu a saúde.
But he's not happy, you know, health-wise, he's not happy. The stress that comes with it and all that.
Então, a mensagem que eu quero deixar.
So the message I want to leave today.
Faça o que você quiser fazer, mas faça por amor.
Do whatever you want to do. Go to college, travel, you know, whatever it is. But make sure you love that same thing you're doing. You know, make sure you truly love it, so it makes you happy while you're doing it.
Acho que eu reduzi bem
I think so. Eu também acho. Foi mais pô.
Good?
He's saying that he tried to make it as short as possible. But I
start on 74, guys.
Yeah. 74.
Could I ask, what was Oswaldo Fada's influence on you as a teacher?
Eu acho que ali eu aprendi que ele não estava preocupado em você ser só seu aluno quando você tinha no bolso, e sim mudar a vida das pessoas.
For Mr. Julio, he says that with Oswaldo Fada, he wasn't worried about like the money that you had in your pocket as a student. He really cared for the students. Like that's one thing he learned from him. Sometimes you're gonna have those students that don't have the means to train, to do what they want to do, you know, as far as being a student. But he was really worried about taking care of that person. You know, he wanted to spread jiu-jitsu. He wanted to be able to help.
Muitas pessoas perguntam por que você não mora direto nos Estados Unidos.
A lot of people ask Master Julio, why don't you just live in the United States? Like it's, you know,
Porque no
US
Brasil
dollar.
muda a vida de muita gente.
Because in Brazil, he's able to change so many lives daily, weekly, monthly. He's changing people's lives. He's able to give chances to many different young men and young women and help them out in the right path as far as jiu-jitsu. So to move to America, he would lose that in a way, you know?
Então isso me dá tesão.
Yeah, that's what makes him wake up every day, and he has the drive, you know, that fire to continue to be in Brazil and help people because he gets to change people's lives.
Good.
Yeah.
One more cash.
Question?
What do you believe the most dominant position is and why?
Qual a posição mais dominante do jiu-jitsu? No jiu-jitsu e por quê?
Cara,
É difícil.
a minha vida toda eu fiz chave de perna.
My whole life, I did leg locks. My entire life, I did leg locks.
E quando eu fui lutar, minha última luta de marrom,
When I went to my last tournament as a brown belt,
eu fui vaiado pra caralho.
they booed me to the end of the world because, you know, Brazilian people, we hate leg locks.
Chamaram de suburbano, passa fome.
They kept calling me, you're broke, you know, you're hungry, all the names you can think of that are bad, they call me, you know, again.
E aquilo entrou na minha cabeça,
And that kind of, you know, stuck in my head, got stuck in my head.
que eu nunca ensinei nenhuma chave de perna para meus alunos.
So my whole entire life, even though I did it a lot, I never taught my students. From that moment, I never taught none of my students leg locks.
Então foi uma coisa que realmente marcou minha cabeça.
So it's definitely something that like stayed in my mind, you know, and it made me think differently as far as the leg locks.
E hoje em dia o que mais acontece é chave de perna.
But today is pretty much probably the strongest place you can be, like trying to do a leg lock on somebody, a heel hooker, and then call lock. Yeah. Mas ele queria saber,
Você acha que é mais
dominante.
E o porquê?
So in this case, he really thinks leg locks are the most dominant positions you can have, and you know, the most prominent you can use. This is what he's trying to say. He just gave a backwards story into why he thinks that.
For a long time in Brazil, we ignored half
Half the body.
Half the body.
Yep.
Ignore it. Like no leg locks, no knee bars. And now that's coming really strong now. And he really believe that cycle from the back, from the 80s.
Where it was bad.
To be coming back.
Bad, yeah. It's too bad, Max. It's too
One
bad.
thing they said it was they kept calling him suburbano, passa fome. It's basically he was being called suburbano. It's like suburban area of Brazil, right? But the suburban area of Brazil is a poor area. So they were like yelling at him, like, you know, like putting him down as like, if you're poor, you're like you know, like you're hungry, like as a bad thing because he's doing the football. So it was
So that's kind of like
it was frowned
It's the
upon.
dirty stuff.
kind of like that. You cheating.
I'm cheating. You're cheating.
You know?
Does it translate as cobbler?
You don't know.
Yeah.
Cobbler?
Zapatero.
Yeah.
You mean zapatero? Cobbler.
Cobbler.
Shoemaker. Zapatero, shoemaker.
Yeah.
You really want the word shoemaker, low class. Yeah.
Doesn't this come from Oswaldo Fada's challenge to Helio Gracie?
Isso vem do desafio que o Oswaldo Fada fez com a Grace? Não.
Não, acho que não. Acho que a gente já trabalhava muito chave de perna. Nossa.
He said they already used to work leg locks, so
On that time they came slam here.
Yeah.
Leg
they did
lock.
everything and smack in the face of
Pocket
it.
ass, pocket eye now.
Não, cruzar a perna, cruzar a perna.
You can rip it, you know.
You can rip it,
Illegal,
hurt people's
that's
knee.
like illegal back
Sorry,
in the
Chris.
day.
Sorry.
Os joelhos são bons, cara.
And Brazil Julio has really good knees. That's another thing I said. A lot of Americans, especially in America, aqui na América assim mesmo. I say this at the same time. Most people, no disrespect, in America have bad knees. Mr. Gary, 2 knee surgeries. Most of my students, unfortunately, have knee surgeries. So sorry.
What is his his feeling? You know, as we do jiu-jitsu for a long time, and we have moves that we do, you know, we get used to them, right? But I imagine like teaching so long, does he still feel hungry to learn new techniques? He sees something, does he get interested?
Ele está perguntando se o Mestre Júlio tem aquela, mais ou menos aquele tesão de aprender novas técnicas. O Mestre Júlio está fazendo jiu-jitsu há muito tempo,
Mas
várias
não-
técnicas que o Mestre Júlio gosta, entendeu? Quer aprender coisa nova? Não, já
Cara,
tem.
sempre quero aprender.
He say always, I always want to learn. I always want to learn.
Sempre quero aprender.
I'm always hungry to learn more techniques, new things, new details.
E eu nunca coloquei o meu aluno fazer o que eu fazia.
I never just made my students do what I did. Oh, this is what I do, this is all you're gonna learn.
Eu vou jogando informação.
I continuously give you more info. Even if I don't do that, I'll go study and make sure you also learn that.
E o aluno vai descobrindo ali o jiu-jitsu dele.
And the student will go and discover more things on
Eu
their
acho
own.
que é muito único o jiu-jitsu, muito individual.
Because jiu-jitsu is very individual to you. Even if I teach you a Kimura, you do different than Maria Clara, than Elijah. We all gonna do the same technique differently.
Chegou um momento com o Max que eu falei assim, Max, agora precisa derrubar, fazer
And
judô.
there was a time when I told Max, hey Max, now you need to do a little bit more takedowns now.
E aí a gente vai sempre tentando.
And you always, as a teacher, you're trying to tell your student to continuously learn. So I'm the same way.
Nunca chegar à perfeição, mas mais próximo de.
Yeah, you're never gonna be perfect, but you wanna get close as possible to perfection.
Porque eu nunca gostei de estudar adversário.
I really have never been the type of competitor to study. Oh man, I'm gonna fight Wellington. Let me go study him. That's not my mindset. So that means you need to work more on your own side.
Eu sempre acreditei que se eu estiver bem fisicamente, tecnicamente, vou pôr no jogo, o cara não dá um tapa.
I have always believed that if I am really well physically, mentally, and my game is great, and I can go there and I impose my game onto the person, I make sure the person plays my game, it's all good. I'm good. I don't need to do much more than that.
É lógico, eu vou ver o cara, pô, a guarda do cara fechada é boa, pô, vou estudar como é que ele faz.
Of course,
mas não me preocupar totalmente no adversário, esquecer de mim.
Of course, it doesn't hurt to see, okay, Max does close guard, Gary does passing, but you do not want to, indulge and like dive deep into, oh my God, this is they do, and now you're going crazy over the game. You forget what you know.
So he's still curious.
Yeah, he's still curious. Yeah.
Está curioso todavía, right?
Yeah, ainda tá curioso para aprender.
I
Nice,
have,
go.
I have a funny story with Julio, really quick. He talk about that study or whatever, you know, and at one point on my career, I was like purple to brown. I start to cut more weight to fight, you know. I was like, nah, man, I'm gonna cut weight. I'm gonna fight with that visa, and I always like try to be in a diet. And in one tournament, I was competing, you know, and I cut weight, did everything right, but I lost in a fight. And I come like sad with him, talk to Julio, and he like, do you know why you lost? Like, maybe I did something wrong, but I'm like, porra, you fat, you gotta fight happy, you gotta eat, porra, you got to wait, you fight sad, you don't wanna be there. Go to the division above, eat anything you want, and you're gonna back to win. And like, it's right. Next tournament, I beat everybody. 2 divisions above.
Fui lá e fiquei feliz e ganhei, pô.
Já viu o Bebeto lutando? Até pelo garoto Bebeto.
He's asking Bebeto, our world champion, Roosterweight, is like, have you seen Bebeto fighting like, you know, like featherweight? Yeah. Like Bebeto cuts weight to fight Rooster. It's a lot of weight. Rooster weight is 127. Yeah,
But that changed my life, you know, that thought like, yeah, Rio, he don't say exactly that, but he like, guys, you gotta fight happy. If you're doing that, if you go to the tournament, you gotta love that momentum, you know? You cannot go in there like, without that pressure, like, oh my God, I gotta cut 10 pounds, like, a day before, you know what I mean? Or like, I gotta win. No, you don't gotta win, you don't need to fight with all the pressure. If you're doing, it's because you wanna do, because you love it, you know, because you want to challenge yourself, you know, you don't want to prove nothing to nobody. And when I click this, everything starts flowing better.
Now you fight happy, fat jiu-jitsu, let's go.
Fat jiu-jitsu.
Max Gimenis. Guys, please ask questions, we're here.
I got one. Does he have any funny stories about Max?
That one. I just say one.
Max faz jiu-jitsu desde criança.
Max is doing jiu-jitsu since he was a kid.
Então ele com 13 anos já tinha tamanho de adulto.
13 years old, Max was already a full-grown adult. He has the size of a full-grown adult. 13 years old.
13, 14 anos.
13, 14.
Então ele já lutava de juvenil.
He's already, like, so 13, 14, Max, you know, he still needs to fight kids, but he was already fighting the teenagers, right? The juvenile, and in this case. He was fighting like blue belt juvenile already, 13, 14.
E ele queria com 16 anos, 17 anos, pegar a faixa roxa.
At 6...
Pegou tudo, ele tá ganhando tudo.
I don't ask.
He
But
wanted to get his...
that, you know,
He wanted to get purple belt at 15, 16 to fight adult at purple belt. And you know you don't ask for a belt.
No, I don't ask.
No, but you wanted
Aqui, ó. Eu já sou 6 anos de faixa azul.
He told Master Junior, I'm a blue belt 6 years, man, come on. He went to Master Junior and say that.
Ninguém mandou tu lutar de juvenil.
And Master Junior said, nobody told you to go fight older people at blue belt. You shouldn't be fighting kids, so that's on you.
Vamos tirar mais 6 meses, tem mundial que tu não lutou ainda.
We're gonna wait 6 more months. There's the Worlds is gonna happen. You haven't fought the World Championship. You're gonna fight that. You haven't fought that yet.
E você vai ser campeão. Categoria absoluta azul, roxa, marrom e preto.
And you're gonna win weight and absolute, blue, purple, brown, all those belts.
I felt that. Sorry.
He didn't like that very much. He didn't like that. Of course, he didn't like that.
Mas tinha que ser.
But it is what it needs to be. You gotta follow the belts. You gotta follow the age.
Aí chegamos aqui, ele ganhou o mundial bem pra caramba.
When we came to America, he won worlds easily, like, you know, weight and weight and absolute, very nice.
No,
Just weight.
Just the weight. That's the
I added the absolute.
That's
He
the
didn't
funny
win the
part's
absolute.
coming.
Aí eu falei,
Yeah, he went weight class.
Max, vai lá, se inscreve no absoluto.
And then I told Max, hey, now go there, you got to go medal in your weight class. Go tell them that
The
you
open
wanna.
class was in the next
The
day.
open class was it, yeah.
Já vou.
And then he went there, signed himself up for the weight, for the absolute.
Max, já se inscreveu no absoluto? Calma, já vou.
Max, did you sign up for the absolute? No, I'll go, Master Julio. Just give me a second. I'll go sign myself up.
Max, você precisa se inscrever no absoluto.
Max, the time is going. You need to go write your name there for the absolute.
Relaxa, tu sabe, velho pra caralho.
Master Julio, you're old, man. Relax, man. You're old. Relax. I'm not gonna do it. I went to take a nap.
2 horas da manhã ele me liga.
2 a.m. He calls me.
Ele nunca me chama de mestre.
He never calls me master, ever.
É velho, orelhudo.
He's always like big ears, old man, old guy. Always bad names.
Ei, mestre.
2 a.m. Hey, master.
O que foi, Max?
Hey, Max, what's going on? Why are you calling me this late?
Tem como você me escrever na absoluto que eu esqueci?
Is there a way for you to write my name on the absolute? I forgot. I'm so sorry.
Falei 1 milhão de palavrão pra ele, mandei ele pra aquele lugar.
Dude, I just said all the bad words you can think of, like on the phone. I told you, he went crazy because I told you many times, why did you do it?
E o cara que foi campeão ele tinha amassado na semifinal.
The guy that won the absolute, Max destroyed him in the semifinals. The guy that won the absolute that day, Max destroyed him in the semifinals. Told him several times, go sign up, he forgot him. Yeah, Max is great.
What did you guys learn with that? When the coach say to go sign
Go
up,
do it.
go sign up for the first time.
Chris, not you. Don't do
Do it the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a way. There's a way.
4 times I told him, and he just, no, I'll go, man. Calm down, old guy. And then boom, he missed out on the absolute.
Deixa eu perguntar pra eles agora.
Let's
Guys, now I wanna ask you guys.
It's too much emotion, guys. First time in the US, you know, first
You were
time
super
competing
happy.
in awards.
Too happy.
I won the division. I'm like, can I get my purple belt after 6 years?
Guys, wait.
I was just thinking about that. And like, after that, on the next day, I did an interview and I told her, like, I think now I deserve the purple belt. Now I deserve it.
Oh my God. But Master Julio, now I want to ask you guys questions.
Quem já lutou?
Who here have fought before? I think most of you guys.
Quem fica nervoso?
Who gets nervous? O Vitor, pô, he cries.
Parabéns.
Congratulations to anybody that have fought before. If you haven't, congratulations too. But for anybody that fought once, twice, whatever, congratulations.
Desde que eu luto, desde 9 anos de idade até hoje,
I fight since I'm 9 years old, and until today,
eu me cago tudo.
I'm still very scared. The day before, I'm like, oh my God, man, why am I doing this? This is for everybody.
2018,
In 2018,
eu tava aqui nos Estados Unidos,
I was here in the United States,
ia ter um campeonato internacional de Master.
and there was the Mass International Open happening.
E tem um nosso gogó,
And we have a student,
Arthur Cesar.
Arthur
He's
Cesar,
coming here before.
Professor Gogo. He was here before.
sabe o que é gogó?
You guys know what Gogo means, right? It's his nickname. You guys know, right?
Que fala pra caraca.
It's because he talks a lot. Yeah. No. I don't need that name. No. I'm not hiding that. I like talking. I'm not hiding that. I like talking. I like people. No. I like talking. People like it.
Ele enche o saco pra lutar.
So, like, Arthur was like being super annoying to me. He said, I want to fight.
Eu não compacto com isso não, né?
And I don't, like, he wanted Master Julio to fight. And I don't care for the pressure. Like, you're not going to get me to fight because you think I need to fight. You know, like, oh, you need to fight now. I don't want to.
Aí eu era Master 5, falei assim, pô, vou me inscrever, vou chegar lá Master 5, todo mundo já morreu, vou pegar a categoria sozinho.
And then I thought, you know what? I'm a Master 5. You know, I'm an old man here. I'm going to go there. Everybody's already old, man. I'm going to get there, just cure everybody, be easy, man.
No, he doesn't say that. He doesn't say that. I'm a Master 5 already, you know.
And I'll
I
get
don't
there.
that everybody's dying, you're gonna get the...
That's exactly what I said.
Over belt.
Max wants to translate. This is why translation is for different people. That's why you need to be a pro. The same word doesn't go with the same word. Não pode falar, Master Julio, fala. Deixa cara tem faculdade, cara. Like, oh, I
Aí
got
eu
it.
me inscrevi no campeonato.
So I signed myself up for the tournament.
E naquele dia, cara, o ginásio parou pra me lutar.
On that day, the whole everybody that was in the gym, the whole tournament stopped to watch me fight.
Aí fica na cena e fala assim, pô, por que eu me inscrevi?
And that moment I was thinking, why did I sign up? Why am I here?
Aí quando eu botei o kimono, os caras das outras academias vieram falar comigo.
And when I put my gi on, everybody else from the other schools came to talk to me.
Aí eu fui descer lá na área de competição
I went down on the competition, like to the mat area.
e o cara da mídia, né? Que eu não tô mexendo, tô tranquilão, né?
And you know, the guys, you know, the reporters and all that, they were like, hey, Master Julio, you're calm, you know, calm and collected, everything's good.
Eu falei, pô, não sei o que eu tô fazendo aqui, cara.
And he said, you know what, I don't even know what I'm doing here, to be honest.
Every time I stand up to the same thing.
E aí, o que eu falei, o que eu falo? As pessoas falam, pô, você não transmite estar nervoso.
And most people tell him that, like, even though he in inside he's super scared, like as I tell you, he's nervous, right? Most people look at him on the outside, he looks super calm, and he's saying that, like, people always tell him that he doesn't show that he's scared or worried about the tournament and all that.
Então, a competição pra mim,
So competition for me, tournaments,
o ganhar e perder me ensinou na vida também.
winning, losing really taught me in life. Yeah.
Quantas vezes tem que tomar porrada da vida,
How many times you truly have to kind of take a beating from life in a way, like, you know, lose and stumble and all that.
mas eu não vou lá no chão.
But again, even if you stumble, you get up. You don't stay on the ground laying there. You know?
Porque isso eu aprendi com o jiu-jitsu, não ganhar e perder.
Because winning and losing Even though I learned that with jiu-jitsu, so it kind of translates into life for the most part.
Mas eu tenho minha mente muito blindada.
But I have a very, very strong mind. My mind is very strong.
Eu não falo pra ninguém, mas por dentro eu falo, eu vou ganhar, eu vou ganhar, eu vou ganhar.
I don't tell anybody, I'm not talking to everybody, but in my mind I'm repeatedly telling myself, I'm gonna win the storm, I'm gonna win this, I'm gonna win this.
Então, eu fiz 3 lutas naquele dia.
On that day in the tournament, right?
No ginásio, todo torcendo.
I did 3 fights and imagine the whole stadium, everybody that is there to watch other fighters are like, cheering for you, cheering for me.
E no meio da luta eu falo, eu vou raspar, eu vou raspar.
And in the middle of the fight, I kept telling myself, I'm gonna sweep, I'm gonna pass. Like I'm going against my opponent, I'm talking to myself while fighting and making those things happen.
Muito da competição, isso chega ali e fala, pô, guarda, cara, é difícil, vou travar aqui. Não, eu vou passar, eu vou raspar, eu vou derrubar, entendeu?
He's talking about like more self-doubt. You're in the tournament and maybe you're going to like, man, his guard is really good. Now you start having self-doubt. It just makes it harder while you're fighting. So you need to continue to be positive. Well, yes, she has a really good guard, but I'm still gonna pass. I'm still gonna get side control. That's what, that self-talk, it needs to be positive.
E quando seguro um kimono do cara,
And the moment you grip on the gi,
eu penso que a pessoa mais importante da minha vida foi minha mãe.
the moment I grip anybody, it doesn't matter this tournament, I always think that my mom is the most important person in my life.
Vai chorar a mãe dele, Bica, não a minha.
And his mother my opponent's mom would be the one crying, not my mom. My mom would be happy because I'm gonna win this match. That's what he said.
É assim que eu faço.
That's the mindset, guys.
Graças a Deus deu tudo certo.
And thank God, everything. So until now, everything always goes well. And that tournament,
that day
everything.
you won.
On that, I got you. Sorry. But Max got it. On that day, everything went well.
Então é isso que eu falo pra vocês.
So this is my message to you guys. Your mind has to be very well. There's a word. You have to have a bulletproof vest in your mind, pretty much. You have to be strong with your mind. Even if your body and your spirit, you're scared. You need to be mentally. You need to be as strong as possible, and things will go well.
Porque o adversário tá com mais medo que eu.
Because your opponent is also as scared as you are, or even more scared than you are. To be honest, they're more scared than you are. Yeah. So that's the message, guys. Yeah.
I have a issue before we finish it. That's the last one. One time that fight traduz pra ele.
Yes, sir. Gotcha. Yes,
One time I was in a warm-up area on Brasileiro,
O Matheus estava no Brasileiro.
and they doing like the master degrees and the brown belt adult on the same time, And guys, I've been bowling since I'm like, I don't know, 17 years old. I'm shaving bald and had a grow beard. And I was a brown belt, like, I don't know, 21 years old.
E eu tinha 21
But
anos,
look,
tinha
still
barba,
look
já
like that, same time.
parecia velho já, desde
Careca.
já era careca, he was bald already,
And I was
21.
warm up, and come to ring coordinator. Julio's behind me, man. Top of my shoulder, hey sir, master's in the other side. Julio, I like it. You now better go there and win that shit. And at the end, everything's good. I won double golden this year. It's fun,
Yeah.
funny day.
But you can say it was a lot of fun on that day.
This breaking down too helped because I was like so nervous too. Then you laugh. We
Made
keep
you
like
laugh, yeah, you forgot.
talking shit on the bullpen. Me and Julio. And I think you compete on this Brazilian too. For
I
the
imagine
seventh
it was.
year, yeah. But that's another fun history we have together. But guys, let's do one picture together. Last one.
Júnior, tu traduz pra galera.
Pode ser.
Sobre o senhor lá no Brasil, a gente tem uma frase que o senhor fala muito que.
In Brazil, we have a phrase that we use a lot.
Uma árvore sem raiz, mais cedo ou tarde, ela morre. Queria que o senhor explicasse aí mais ou menos.
So in Brazil, we have a very sentence like that a tree without roots,
Tirar de proveito.
earlier or later, it dies. Fala de novo a frase, por favor.
É uma árvore. Você pode falar também aqui.
Pode falar.
Uma árvore sem raiz.
Like a tree without
Mais
roots,
cedo ou tarde, ela.
earlier or later, it will die. Like a tree. You're gonna explain that makes
Sooner or later.
Sooner or later will die. Yes.
Eu acho que eu falo aí da gratidão, né?
Hopefully, I sent a message as far as gratitude. Speaking about gratitude, and being grateful.
E a gratidão e o amor, não tem que falar pra ele que o quanto eu sou grato, o quanto eu amo ele. É o dia a dia que vai provar isso.
And love and gratitude. Sometimes you don't really need to every day tell that person or somebody that you love them and you're grateful for them. Your actions daily, on the daily basis, your day to day will show that person or whoever it is that that person is, that you are grateful and you love them, and you care for them.
E geralmente aquelas pessoas que não têm gratidão com as outras
And generally, people that are not grateful with other people
acabam não dando frutos.
typically they don't get good results in life. They don't get somewhere good. At some point in time, karma or something happens because you're not grateful. You don't care for others. That's what he's talking about as far as gratitude.
Eu não faço as coisas para querer o retorno de alguém.
I don't do good to expect that you do good for me. I just do good to do good.
As pessoas tomam algumas decisões que eu não concordo também.
Some people will make some decisions that I don't agree with,
Jamais vou torcer contra ninguém.
but I'm also never against those people, depending on what you decide to do with your life.
Mas isso é a minha experiência que tem de 51 anos de jiu-jitsu.
But that's my experience with jiu-jitsu. 51 years of jiu-jitsu, that's my experience.
Se o Munir não tivesse morrido até hoje, seria Munir.
If Muniz Salomão didn't die, one of my teachers didn't die, I will still be Muniz Salomão to this day.
Se o professor Pedro Gama Filho não tivesse falecido até hoje, seria
Gama Filho.
Gama Filho.
If Pedro Gama Filho, if he didn't die, I would still be Pedro Gama, so GFT wouldn't really be. I only created it because these people that paved the way for me passed away.
Eu acho que é mais quando estamos falando sobre gratidão.
It's more like that, the sentence or the phrase that Professor David was talking about, with the roots and the trees, it's more about gratitude. Just be grateful for whoever paved the way for you, helped you at some point in time in life. Just be grateful, just be thankful, show them with action. You don't have to say it, but be grateful.
As pessoas ficam me perguntando como eu consigo liderar grupo tão grande.
Most people also ask me, how do you manage dealing with GF team in all corners of the world? How? This is such a big team. It is a huge team.
Eu vi o professor Pedro Gama Filho.
I used to watch Pedro Gama Filho, doing his job, back in the days.
Eu treinei muito jiu-jitsu com ele, judô.
And I trained a lot of judo and jiu-jitsu with him.
Mas eu não aprendi nenhuma posição com ele.
But I never learned any technique from him.
Mas eu aprendi a entender as pessoas como elas são.
But I learned from him to understand people how they are. This is the person, this is how they are. That's how you take them. That's how you respect them and all that. You don't try to change people.
E tirar o que cada tem de melhor.
And I will try my best to take a little bit of, okay, Eric is good in this, Max is good in this. A little bit of the good parts of each person, I'll try to bring all that together.
Se vocês perguntarem minha mulher que está ali, em 2 minutos eu vou falar 10 defeitos que eu tenho.
If you ask my wife is right there sitting. If you ask her in 2 minutes, she's gonna tell 10. Yeah, 10. If you ask my wife, she's gonna tell 10 bad things that I'm bad at, or 10 of my now my brain is. You have help me out with English. What's the word for Tô esquecendo. No, la palabra para. When you have you have good things that you are good at and bad things that you're good at. What are the words? Help me out. Flaw. Thank you guys. Flaws. Like she would say 10 flaws right away. 2 minutes. Thank you guys.
Se perguntar minha mulher,
If you ask my ex-wife,
em 1 segundo,
in 1 second,
1 milhão de defeitos que eu tenho.
she's gonna say 1 million flaws. 1 million.
Não tem defeito.
And to be honest, we all have flaws. That's what I'm.
Eu acho que quando tem que dar bronca, chama no campo.
When you need to reprimand somebody, get them on the corner, get them in a private setting, and try to talk to them.
E quando elogiar na frente de todo mundo.
And when you need to say something good about them, make sure it's in front of everybody.
E como eu falei aqui no início, eu sozinho não chegaria em lugar nenhum.
And as I said in the beginning, I'll say this again. By myself, I wouldn't be nowhere. I wouldn't get anywhere. All this,
Mas com certeza, os melhores do mundo estão do meu lado.
But for sure, the best in the world are on my side. They're with me. So I'm very proud of that. Sometimes 3 languages